Mr. Israel Kamuzora, the Commissioner of Insurance, Mr. Bosco Bugali, President of the Insurance Institute of Tanzania, Mr. Mohamed Jafar, the Vice President of the Institute of Tanzania, the steering committee chaired by Madam Margaret Ikongo, Chief Executives, members of TIRA who are present here today, distinguished participants, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Isn't it a wonderful day? I know you expected to see the Minister for Finance and Planning. However, due to other commitments, his role was delegated to the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Finance and Planning. But again, because the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Finance and Planning is not too well today, it has been delegated to me. So I am standing here on behalf of the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Finance and Planning. And that being the case, allow me to read his speech. It is my great pleasure to join you today in marking this year's National Insurance Day. Let me begin by thanking all players in the insurance industry for your contributions in developing a fast-growing insurance sector in Tanzania. Let me also recognize the consumers of insurance services in our society who are really the primary stakeholders in the insurance sector. Ladies and gentlemen, while we have every reason to celebrate the growth and development witnessed in the insurance industry in Tanzania, for the past decade or so, a lot of work are still ahead that force us to build a strong insurance industry which responds to the growing demand for insurance and risk mitigation in Tanzania. It is why this makes the theme of this year's event, attaining sustainable economic development through insurance education, important. Indeed, sustainable economic development is the primary goal of our government. Sustainable development can be viewed in various ways and is generally described as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. However, let me say that the primary need of Tanzanians today is sustainable improvement in their living standards. Tanzania has made impressive progress in economic development in terms of the GDP growth, but contrary to the expectations of the citizens, high growth rates have not resulted in significant poverty reduction and income distribution. The government has nevertheless made notable progress in some human development indicators, including reduction in child mortality and increase in school enrollment. But our overall human development indicator has improved only marginally and growth has not been broad-based. The government plays its part in creating conditions that enable sustainable development to thrive. The government is currently making reforms in the public sector, which is aimed at creating efficiency in service delivery to the public. This is in recognition of the fact that an efficient public sector is the engine to foster economic growth and is fundamental to reduce poverty levels. Ladies and gentlemen, the question is how insurance education fits into the economic development equation. As the economy grows and the country develops, there is an increased demand for insurance services in almost all sectors, including agriculture, industry and social sectors. The insurance sector over the years has maintained an average annual growth rate of 16%, which implies that it has played an important role in enhancing the financial systems, thereby acting as a catalyst of economic growth. The sector has also provided a mechanism for reducing adverse financial impact through risk mitigation products, as well as playing a pivotal role in mobilizing domestic savings as well as capital formation, and this is where insurance education assumes an important role. The society at large needs to gain a basic understanding of insurance and knowledge as to how people can manage risks through insurance. On the other hand, players of the insurance industry need solid understanding of the changing insurance landscape and the global insurance marketplace. Insurance education thus needs to focus on increasing awareness levels and the reach of insurance services to every Tanzanian, particularly to the less privileged. The majority of insurance products in our country are focused on traditional markets that serve the needs of large corporates and high-income individuals, with limited product development of the lower income end of the population. While corporates are an important business segment in generating insurance industry revenue, the increasing population in Tanzania requires life, health, and other general insurance products that provide additional opportunities for the growth of the industry. I am glad to say that there is progress being made to put in place the National Insurance Policy, which will offer opportunities for more growth on exposure and income in the insurance sector in Tanzania. Ladies and gentlemen, given the peculiarities of the insurance industry, there are challenges that are specific to the insurance sector which hinder rapid growth in the industry. These include lack of awareness and marketing, in which most people are in the informal sector without any insurance cover due to insufficient education, low purchasing power and structural problems. Majority of the labor force, more than 80%, operates in the informal sector. This means that majority of citizens have no regular income, which enables them to access insurance, lack of trust and market confidence due to inadequate education, and the absence of products that conform with their needs. These constraints can be resolved by effective insurance education, and indeed, the overall aim of insurance education should be to support the development of the sector, to enable its improved penetration, and to make a greater contribution to the economy. I therefore challenge the insurance industry to develop cross-competency curriculum, including technical, professional, and soft skill training. This will enable practitioners and risk managers to assess leading-edge industry knowledge and techniques needed for creation of efficiency in the delivery of insurance services in Tanzania. As for the future, the government will continue to support the insurance sector to unleash the vast untapped opportunities for players in the industry to expand their businesses. The government recognizes the importance of the insurance sector to the economy and will continue to work with the industry to review policies that influence the growth of the sector so as to increase its contribution to the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, on this note, therefore, I wish you fruitful deliberations in your conference, and I eagerly await to receive resolutions coming from those deliberations. With these few, I believe, remarks, I now declare that the 18th National Insurance Day event is officially open, and I thank you for your attention.